The Avs are back. The Avs are looking to take on the Las Vegas Golden Knights for the first time of their regular season tonight. This is your Denver Sports Daily for October 9th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
The Avs are taking the ice for the first time this season tonight against the Golden Knights in Las Vegas at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm very excited. This is going to be as I've been saying for the past couple of days, the best time of the year. We got hockey back. This is amazing. They're going to be they're going to come out hot against a good team. The Golden Knights have obviously proven that they are a good team, and it'll be a tough game for the Avs with Gabe Landeskog, Arturi Lehkonen, Tucker Poolman, and Val Nichushkin all ruled out. But I still have hope. They're going to come out hot. They're going to need to come out hot, especially against a good team. And home opener for the Avs will be this Saturday, October 12th, where they will take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, I've said it before. There's a lot of problems with the Avs team. I don't know how far they're going to be able to make it with their team being very injured and not very coordinated right now. But this is it. This is the regular season. This is where they need to come out. They need to come out swinging. So this is going to be a very, very important game, especially against a good team like the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Moving on, Nikola Jokic is already winning awards before the season even starts. Jokic is coming off the back of his third MVP, and though he may not be the favorite to win a fourth, which he should be, he is already winning in the NBA GM survey. The NBA released the anonymous survey of the league's GMs yesterday, and Jokic was the favorite in 4 different categories. Jokic was voted best center in the NBA, best international player in the NBA, best passer in the NBA, and highest basketball IQ in the NBA. I mean, has it been said enough that Jokic is the best overall player in the NBA? This guy is, there's only so much you can say about his greatness. When you're watching greatness like him, you just kind of know it. I mean, growing up, people have been watching LeBron, Michael Jordan. There are these great players that just transcend what it means to be a basketball player, and Jokic is easily one of them. So for him to be getting his flowers before the season even starts, can we really expect anything less? He's got the best skills in the NBA. I mean, I could go off of just those 4 things and name 10 more that he is the best at. This guy is incredible, and there's only so much more you can say that hasn't been said about him already, but you still just want to keep saying it because when you're watching greatness like him, it's just so much fun to talk about how good it is. And especially him being a player for the Nuggets, it's so much fun to have a player for your team that's so incredibly, incredibly talented and skilled and good and has brought you a championship. You need to respect greatness when you're seeing it. So for the GMs to be voting him the best in those 4 categories means a lot to not only the team, but the fans. And it's so important for that to happen. So great job, Nikola Jokic. Again, I give him his flowers every time he's on the court because there's nothing better than Nikola Jokic in the NBA right now. Now, moving on, the Buffs are getting one of their star players back after last week's bye. Shiloh Sanders, who was the 2023 leader in tackles for the team, needed surgery after the Nebraska Cornhuskers game for an injured forearm, and it seemed likely to most that he would be sidelined for most of the season. However, yesterday, Deion Sanders announced that Shiloh is going to be playing against K-State this Saturday. Shiloh is ready, Deion said. He's practicing. He's full go. He has a rubber cast on. He's doing his thing. That's incredible. I mean, is he drinking the same stuff that Aaron Rodgers was drinking? Because that kind of recovery time is insane. And I get he's a kid still and he's young and that kind of stuff heals quicker. But having surgery and being able to come back just a few weeks later, it's incredible. And he's one of those stars on the team that kind of goes underappreciated. Like he was the team leader in tackles last season. He had all that kind of skill that really mended that defense together. And he played in Deion's position. So you know that Deion kind of has extra love for him because this kid is great. I love Shiloh Sanders. I love Shadur Sanders, obviously. I love Travis Hunter. So with him coming back, that CU team is going to be crazy. And I still have a lot of hope that they can make a deeper run this season. If they can just keep winning these games, these important games, it's gonna be fun to see where the Buffs go. And I wasn't so high on them at the beginning of the season, especially with last season not being as good as it probably could have or should have been. It's good. It's trending upwards. And with Shiloh coming back, that's just an extra bump after they've already won a few tough, close games. Now, moving on, the Colorado Rockies made the decision, surprisingly, to extend Bud Black, signing him to a 1-year extension for the 2025 season. Kind of strange. Despite having two back-to-back 100 loss seasons, the first two in Rockies history, by the way, they apparently think that Bud Black will be able to turn it around. While our recent results on the field did not meet our expectations, we believe this team is heading in the right direction. The growth of the very talented young Rockies players is important, Rockies general manager Bill Schmidt said in a news statement. Strange. I don't want to hate on Bud Black because obviously he's doing right things, and maybe your team isn't just, those players on the field matter more than the coach, I will say, because they're the ones actually out there winning. But I don't know if I really agree with re-signing or extending, Bud Black, because again, two 100 loss seasons, the only two in Rockies history. That's got to be that's a really hard decision to make for him to be able to stay here. And again, you can't blame the coach or the manager entirely, but still, there's something to be said about there's one person at the head of it all, and that's kind of the person who needs to be taking the blame, who needs to be getting ahead of it. And I don't think that it's the best decision for the Rockies' future. So we're gonna have to see. It is just through the 2025 season. It's a 1-year extension, so we'll have to see how next season goes. But again, with two 100 loss seasons, it doesn't look like it's trending up at all for the Rockies. So I'm nervous and I'm kind of excited to see what next season brings, but still there's a lot of decisions that need to be made in the Rockies, group. So we'll kind of see where that takes them. Now moving on with coaches being fired, the New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh has been fired by the New York Jets after a 2-3 start. The firing of Saleh came as a surprise to many, even himself. Sources say he was escorted to his car by the director of security, a bit of an unusual move for a coach, but it was described as protocol. He didn't get to speak to any of his players or make an announcement or a speech or anything like that. Kind of strange to have a coach escorted out by security after he was fired. Now, Saleh, who promised multiple championships when he was hired in 2021, finished with a record of 20-36. It's not a championship record at all. Sources also say Saleh was looking to fire ex-Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett, but Hackett only survived because Saleh was fired first. That might have been a better move, especially because the Jets' defense was looking okay, but the Jets' offense was struggling. And part of me wants to think that maybe this was a bit of Aaron Rodgers kind of saying, I don't want Saleh, I don't, mend with him. And, the opposite of the Sean Payton and Russell Wilson thing from last year where they didn't mend and, one got their way. So kind of the same thing here. Maybe one got their way. And I don't want to make any, kind of theories or anything like that, but I don't know how much of this was really the top's decision to fire Nathaniel Hackett. I think it was somebody inside kind of, maybe Aaron Rodgers not saying that he clicked with Robert Saleh, but still kind of strange that a head coach was fired only 5 games into the season after a 2-3 record. Now they were projected for more, but still that's a very, very early time to fire a head coach. So we'll kind of see where that leads them for the rest of the season. I haven't been high on the Jets. I don't think they're that good of a team. I'm not very high on Aaron Rodgers. I think he's old. So I'm not, going to give them too much benefit of the doubt. I don't think they're going to last very far. I don't think they're going to go very far, but still unusual to see that a coach was fired that early and then escorted out by security. So that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Let's see. Good morning, Joey, and go Broncos. That's right. Go Broncos. How about them Broncos? 3-2. Who would have guessed? Me. I would have guessed. That's who. Now let's see. One more. What if it turns out like the TCU game? It's harder for CU to sneak up on teams these days, but Prime seems to be focused. That's right. Prime does seem to be focused. It is harder to sneak up on teams. That TCU game was definitely an underdog win if I've ever seen one. I mean, talk about a team, TCU, who was great the season before, and then CU just came out of nowhere with that Dion effect and beat them. That's crazy. But yeah, no, definitely going to be harder, but Prime does seem much more focused than last year. And I won't say he wasn't focused last year, but Prime he's got his head set where he wants it to be right now. He's shooting for the stars, and I definitely have high hopes for them. Let's see. One more. The Jets fire a coach because the team isn't playing up to expectation. The Rockies keep one that has made losing the expectation. 2 levels of dysfunctional ownership. Well said. Very, very well said. that now again, and I agree. I when you put it like that, I agree with the firing of Robert Saleh because you're supposed to kind of treat that like you're not playing up to expectations. Then we got to move in a different direction. It could have been done a very different way. Again, escorting him out of the building, insane to me. I don't think that that's the right way to go about things at all, and that's going to cause dysfunction within the locker room. And then on the other side, with the Rockies keep one that's made losing the expectation. Losing is the expectation right now with the Colorado Rockies. 100 loss seasons, and nobody's batted an eye. That's not how a team is supposed to be played, and that's not how somebody or a team within an area that loves baseball so much. I mean, everybody in Colorado loves baseball and loves Coors Field. That shouldn't be the expectation. You should want to go out there and win. Very, very dysfunctional in the ownership, and I don't agree with the extension of Bud Black. So I definitely agree with you there. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily today. I'm going to be back with you guys again tomorrow and with the next couple weeks. I look forward to hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of the time of your day with me. But I'm going to be back with y'all tomorrow, and thank you so much for coming out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.